Hey guys, it's Steven. Most of the traders that I interact with are way overcomplicating trading. I know complicated trading. It's why I was called one of the world's leading arbitrage experts in this best selling book by a Forbes editor. I understand complicated trading. I've done well with complicated trading. But if you're watching this, my bet is you're looking for simplified, uncomplicated trading. What I'm going to show you is the least complicated trade that I know how to do. There are basically three rules to the trade. It happens literally every day in almost every stock that I follow, as well as the Qs and the SPY. And all you need is a moving average and to look for one type of candle. I'm going to show you the trade on a couple of different stocks with some teeny tiny variations that you can add in that are going to help probabilities. But again, it's the simplest thing that I know how to do in trading. What we're talking about is a power bar off the 20 simple moving average. It's the only thing I have on my chart. This red line, the 20 simple moving average. So what I'm looking for is a power bar that starts at or around the 20 simple moving average that clears resistance or support, resistance for a long, support for a short, to the immediate left. The first one I'm actually going to show you is one of the more complicated trades that you can do with this strategy, because what I'm doing here is combining these four bars. So these four green bars I'm combining just in my head into one power bar. That's the complication of the trade. I enter this trade as the bar is clearing resistance. So basically, right here, as it clears resistance to the left, my stop is the bottom of the power bar. Again, this is the most complicated because I'm combining bars. That's my stop, and I'm looking for a move higher. A lot of you guys have asked me about like take profit. What does it look like when you have a power bar, especially one that's big? Here's a simple fallback. I've talked about other ways to do this in other videos. But if you're trading something like Amazon, in this case, look at the average true range in your indicators, ATR, average true range. Pull it up on the daily chart for Amazon, and you'll see the average true range for Amazon is right around 4 to 4.5 right now. This will vary as the stock is more and less volatile. The more volatile, the bigger the average true range. The less volatile, the smaller. But look and see where it is. And right before earnings, it was around $4. This is earnings here. So we'll just call it around $4 right now for Amazon. So when you take this trade, I'm going to get rid of average true range and go back to what we were looking at. If you take a trade in a stock and on one trade, you can capture half of the ATR, which again for Amazon is $4 about. So if you can capture $2 in a trade like this, and we're getting in, let's call it 232 to make it simple. If you can get 233 and a half, $1.50 of the four, or $2, if it had gone a little higher, that's a great target, right? You're talking about capturing half of the move in the stock up and down in one trade, or about half. Okay, so that power bar clears resistance. It's coming from the 20. I enter. As it clears resistance, the stop is at the bottom of the power bar. Here's a twist. And again, I'm going through all the complexities of the trade in this one short video. If you get a trend higher and then a move through the 20 like this, or a reversal through the 20, and that's the power bar, an immediate power bar, that's when I don't take, because it's originating at the 20, but it's going in the opposite direction of the 20. So this power bar I would not short, because it's the first move back from the trend higher. Later in the day, this power bar, and basically just combine the two to get a power bar that clears this support. It's these two bars right here that originate near the 20. For me, this is my stop, the top of the power bar. And again, if I can capture 1.5 to 2 points, knowing the ATR for Amazon from 232.5 down to almost 231, that's a nice trade, right? That's my risk, and that's my potential return, right? I'm not looking for a home run in this trade. It's not a long-term trend for Amazon, which is in an uptrend long-term right now. I'm using this on the 2-minute for scalping, right? Power bar originates at the 20, clears resistance, nice move higher. Power bar originates at the 20, but is going in the opposite direction of the 20 and the trend. The 20 is just showing the trend, right? So it's going the opposite way of the trend. I want a base to form before I look to take another power bar, whether higher or lower. A power bar that originates at the 20, which is relatively flat right now. Through support, my stop is the high of the power bar. As the trade plays out, yes, I move my stop lower, but that's the original stop. I'm just talking about entering the trade really more here than anything else. And look for something that's relatively good from an ATR basis. It depends on the stock. Depends on your style of trading, how you want to take profit. But this is another way, and I've shown several ways in other videos to look to take profit. This is another way to do it, and another way that I do it. This trade also works on the daily chart. If you're looking to do swing trades, let's look at Rocket, which I like as a stock in general right now because of the interest rate cuts that are coming. But let's look at Rocket on the daily. Power bar here that clears resistance. So a buy on this day, July 22nd. The stop is the bottom of the power bar here, which Rocket never finishes below over that next week and a half, and a nice move higher. Power bar here that clears resistance. The stop is here. It's 2 bars again that form the power bar, and a nice move higher if you're in just over 20. A nice move, well over 22 the next day, 22.5 the next day, the next couple of days. So 10% in a couple of days on this power bar. Again, this power bar worked well. So it's a trade that I use and look for, not only on the 2-minute chart, but it's also a very good strategy to play out on the daily chart for swing trading. Now let's look at cues, because a lot of you have found my videos via my opening power bar trade. Let's take a look at cues on the 2-minute with extended hours on, and go back to the last couple of days. If you're watching this, you probably know I built an indicator for my opening power bar range. That indicator has not, opening power bar range, has not indicated a trade the past 2 days. The trade would have been lower here, and it would have been higher today. But look at what happens at the open. A power bar. A power bar in the direction of the 20 that clears this resistance from the pre-market. That's basically your stop, the bottom of the power bar. And this trade would have worked really well in cues yesterday, which this chart is showing, and today. Power bar that clears support. This is the power bar. This is the stop at the top of the power bar, and a nice move lower in cues. So when I built the indicator for the opening power bar strategy, I also included an indicator for the power bar simple moving average directional trade, which is what we've been talking about in this entire video. While the opening power bar indicator did not fire off a trade either yesterday or today, this power bar off the 20 did both days. Power bar lower, take profit is set at 1R, or 1 times the power bar, 1.5 and 2. Yesterday it fired a long, which also hit profit. Now, do you need an indicator for this strategy? No, absolutely not, right? It's a power bar that fires at the 20 in the direction of the 20. Your stop is the bottom of the power bar, okay? So you don't need it. If you want the indicator, it is included with the opening power bar indicator. Both of those are bundled, and it's linked in the description to this video. Again, do you need it for the opening power bar and for the power bar off the 20? I don't think so. But if you want it simplified and you like using indicators for these simple trades, it's there. And again, one of the things that happens is that with both indicators active, or if you're looking for both of those trades in combination at the open, if one doesn't fire, there's a chance that the other one is going to fire in the opposite direction. So again, that's really the simplest trade that I know how to do. The power bar off the 20 with the stop under the power bar. You can get as complicated as you like in trading. I think for most people that I talk to who aren't doing, warrant arbitrage, wheel trade strategies, percentage arbitrage, hedging positions, but just looking for simplicity in their trades, I don't know how it gets much simpler than this. If you want my cheat sheet, which is very short, on this power bar strategy off the 20, simply comment 20 in the comments below, and I'll send you that cheat sheet for free. If you like using an indicator, the indicator that I sell that has both of these trades is also linked below. And if you have any questions on the strategy, let me know, and I'm happy to answer those. I hope this video was helpful in your trading. Hope it made things a little bit simpler for you. And if you found it helpful, please hit like and subscribe. And I'll try to keep making videos like this. Thanks.